Look who's back on the list. Floyd. It's been a few weeks. We've managed to keep it off the lift for a few weeks. But it's making a noise. An expensive noise, I'm afraid. Let's tear into it. This time, it's driveline noise. Or should I say again, it's driveline noise. A different driveline noise. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not. Can't really hear it. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. Maybe it'll be better in high gear. Or worse, I should say. I don't know if you can hear that noise on the video. I can feel it in my feet. It's a pretty big, rattly, clunky noise. Let's go around and look at it. We know from past experience, a clunk under my feet is going to be prop shaft related. There's a universal joint right up in the front. So I'm going to pop that tire off so we can see it a little bit better and take a look at that prop shaft. Got the tire out of the way. It's bad. It's bad. Try to show you between. No, I'm not gonna do this. Oh my. Alright. Universal joint, that's right there. I can move that back and forth, but more concerning. There's my noise right there. See that? I can move up and down. I have a loose yoke on the input of my front differential, which means that for the 10th time, I gotta pull the front prop shaft out. I gotta get the whole basin out of there, which is always a treat to do. And then I'm gonna have to take that front differential out, which means substantial suspension work. So I'm going to have to work on removing the floor pan, which is just a ton of pins and everything, and the seat comes out and all that. And then once I get that out of the way, we should be able to pull the prop shaft out and take a look at that differential. We have a good grip of it now. Let's check up to down. Up to down, up and down. It's not so bad. How about this way? Yeah, that's going to make a bit of a noise with your prop shaft jumping up and down. Terrible. Completely ruined. I think the universal joint is okay. All my slop is right here. Here's the problem. I've already replaced this yoke once before. And if the new one has started to get loose, that means my problem is also the input of this differential. And that is a big problem on this ACE because these differentials are hard to come by and extremely expensive. We're talking $500 for a used one. Don't know if it's going to be much better, or $1,000, $1,200 for a new one. It's crazy. So this is going to be a problem. I do have another new yoke because I knew this was going to be a problem. So I'm going to take the prop shaft out now, take it down to the driveline shop, get that all taken care of, and then we'll have to address this differential input shaft problem. And it's gonna be expensive. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be expensive. Sorry I'm such a sweaty mess today. It's 95 degrees out here, heat advisory. It's warm. And my air conditioner guy fell through. I'm supposed to have an air conditioned garage like 5 years ago. It still hasn't happened. You know who you are. We got her out. The splines are not as worn as I expected. I don't know if you remember, this is the same machine we had to tear the transmission apart because the output shaft on the transmission had worn down. It was the same prop shaft. You know, we're working on this side now. The first one was this side, so this is a new yoke on that side. with a new output shaft on the transmission. Now we're doing the same job on the input side of the differential. So I don't know what happened to this machine in its previous life, but she was beat, or just a lot of mud or something. I mean, the engine's been good, everything else has been fine, but I've had nothing but issues on this prop shaft. So here's hoping we get this taken care of. I'm going to take this down to the driveline shop so they can have that wrapped up for me as soon as tomorrow. And then we'll figure out what to do with the old differential. I'm thinking there's going to be a new differential in the future. There it is. They call this one the pin yoke. Pin yoke, probably because the pin goes in it. That's the slip yoke, probably because it slips over the transmission. Makes sense. I didn't know that. Just learned it right now. So that's cool. So I'm going to run that down to the driveline shop, and we'll have to pick it up again when I know what we're doing with that differential. Prop shaft down at the driveline place, but I've been looking at this differential. I don't know if you can hear this, but I have play on the input bearing, and those splines are worn out. That's usually a terminal issue for this particular differential because parts are not plentiful, so I think it's over $1,000 based on my research for just this input shaft, because you have to get the input shaft in the ring. It's not cheap, so you're probably better off getting a different or used differential. Not good, not good. So we will pick it up from there when I decide what I'm going to do with it and pick the driveline up from the driveline shop. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber. Thanks for going on this journey with me, the ongoing forever journey of fixing these ACEs. They have a lot of issues, but they get driven hard, so it's not to be unexpected. But everything I do on this machine is on a playlist, so once we get this back together, I'll add that video on the playlist if you're coming in late to the party. But either way, I hope to see y'all again for another video right here on 3 Day Weekend.